did I drop?
Now it's recording. Just put the mic on, got everything set up. You immediately pick up your book.
It's a problem, okay? Do you see? End of chapter. You always start the intro. It's a few minutes before I end up speaking.
Anyway. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Helm Hunts podcast. It has been a while since we've been here. We tried to record some. We've tried to get together to do this for a while.
Yeah.
Haven't really had the time to get together to do this, which is crazy because we're married. But...
Well, 4 kids tend to do that.
Yeah, we got 4 kids, and then I've been traveling a lot for work. For those of you who don't know, I also work with Tops Knives, and so I've been going to some shows with them, doing a lot of work with them, and then also just life's been just crazy. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason I lost access to all the original Helm Hunts episodes. All the clearance camo, Helm Hunts, all of that's gone. You guys can still listen to it, but I don't have access to any of it except for what I posted on YouTube, which is where this is going to go. But if you notice, there's no video. Waiting on some lights to get here. Once we get some lights, then we can get some video going. You're gonna have to do it audio only for this episode. Maybe the next couple, we'll see how the lights turn out. But so for this episode, we were gonna talk about how hunting season went for us in 2025.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, I guess, I'm Clint, and that is Stormy.
Hello.
And so we have hunted together in the past.
Yes.
And we're married, but we still don't hunt together very often.
No.
Which, for a lot of people, is probably kind of wild. But it's wild for the fact that not only does the wife hunt, but she'll do it without her husband.
Well, yeah, but because of the kids, and especially with how little they are, we have to do it a little differently. So you go out and you hike, you find your spots or whatnot. And I load the kids and the dog because, well, I don't want to leave my dog. So load the kids up and my dog in my minivan. And I tote my minivan around, just put a tarp in the back. And if I get something, I'll throw the animal in the back and just tell the kids to sit up farther. And that's how I hunt, just driving around in a minivan.
By saying minivan, it makes people probably assume the fact that we have a truck.
No, our minivan's the hunting rig.
We have a minivan and we have a Subaru Forester.
Yeah.
We do have a Chevy Suburban, but the rear end went out on us. And so we're waiting on a new rear end. I did get an update on that. They got 2 rear ends in, and they were both destroyed, just like the one we have.
Dumb.
And so they're like, well, I'm not paying for a destroyed... We're getting help with this one. So they're like, we're not paying for a destroyed rear end. So they think they found one that's not destroyed. So they're going to try and put that in. We were hoping to have it before winter. So if the snow fell, because our Suburban has a plow. Mm-hmm. We were hoping to get it before winter, so this way
maybe that's why we haven't had a bad winter yet.
Yeah.
They're just, nature's just like, you know what? We'll just wait. When their car gets fixed, then we'll dump all that snow. Yeah. We're just gonna hoard it up here.
We've got a skiff on the ground right now, and it is January 9th.
Yeah.
So
we finally got.
got a skiff.
A skiff is, yeah. We'll see if this even.
And
the
tomorrow's
skiff even
supposed to be above freezing.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say we'll see if it lasts a day, because so far our skiffs haven't lasted longer than a day.
Yeah. So this is the longest it's lasted, and it's been 12 hours.
It's been nice not having to shovel the stairs though.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so we're back finally. So we're going to talk about this year's hunting season. So opening day of deer season. I was out of town. Where was I? Salt Lake? I was in Salt Lake. I was doing Blade Show West, which is a pretty small blade show. but it is over opening day of deer season, which apparently it falls on that almost every year.
Have fun missing those dates. I won't.
So, but so like I said, I work for Tops Knives, and the owner of Tops Knives, Leo, went deer hunting on opening day, and he got a deer, and his son got a deer. His son shot his deer at 485 yards while it was moving. That's his first deer.
Impressive.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And then Leo got his deer after that. And in the group that they were in, it was a pretty big group, everybody had the chance for a deer.
But they were the only two that got them?
They were the only two that got them. Some people just, they had their scope so zoomed in that they couldn't find them, and they didn't, zoom out on their scopes. Some people gave up shots for other people.
Okay.
And they missed. And they did that multiple times. So there were opportunities for everyone there. Or there was a deer there and the person who could have taken the shot just didn't see it. So they all had opportunities for deer. Now, we've had pretty mild winters these last 2 years. I guess last year was pretty mild. The year before was pretty rough. We had that one big snowstorm.
Last year, yeah. But yeah, the year before, that was a rough winter.
Only because of that one snowstorm. That one snowstorm, because it was right after your brother bought his truck.
Yeah, but and it stayed cold though, so it made everything that it dropped stay. And so it stayed it was just one storm, but it lingered.
But it wasn't enough to keep or kill a ton of the animals.
No.
So I think the last couple winters made it so this year was a really good hunting season.
Next year should be even better.
Next year should be even better because we're almost halfway through January, barely any snow.
So it sucks to be living in a desert. So yay for the drought.
Yeah, well, they need to start saving what they can in the reservoir because it's been raining.
It has been raining. We have gotten a lot of rain.
So they need to save what they can in the reservoir to make sure that we have enough water because the last few years there hasn't been much in the reservoir.
Well, because they drained it.
Yeah, because they're trying to refill the aquifer.
Yeah.
Which is dumb to me. I imagine having standing water would refill it better than moving water. But I don't know. I'm not at whatever it is. I'm not an aquiferologist.
That's above my brain power.
But they've also been draining where I typically duck hunt. It's drained.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it is a wildlife management area. That area was specifically built to help improve waterfowl populations.
So let's take away the water.
So
Brilliant.
Now they've got nowhere to go. So all the ducks have been on private ponds or small lakes, places where it's really difficult to get to or you can't hunt. So maybe that'll help boost the populations of the waterfowl because they're not being so pressured. But I don't know.
Maybe.
It's also weird because this year all the local birds have moved out, but nothing's moved in. So, but anyway, back to deer season. So, Leo and his son got their deer. And there is a video now on YouTube of Stormy being one badass huntress processing it mainly shows one deer. Stormy did process the one deer and got it cut up the way that she would normally cut it up. So, taking out big chunks, cutting into the steaks, getting it deboned and all of that. But so Stormy did that while we were all over there.
Yeah, because they wanted to see the knives in use, but you guys don't know how to do it, so you had to call me.
I wouldn't say that I don't know. I will say that I'm probably not. Well, I'm definitely not as skilled as you are.
You're learning.
But could I do it? Yes. Could I process an entire deer in one night? No. So, but yeah, there's a video on YouTube. It's called Processing Deer with Our Knives. It's on YouTube by Tops Knives. We are tagged in the video.
Yeah.
Helm Hunts is tagged in the video. So that's pretty cool. And any of the knives that are shown there are tagged. So if you see a model that you like somewhere in the video, usually at least the first time it's shown, the name for the knife is there. So that's pretty cool. Stormy's favorite part about processing's on there.
Yes.
Stormy loves to pop off the heads.
Yes.
So now the deer that we were doing was getting put in for a shoulder mount.
Yeah.
So they got really, really far up on the neck, as far up as they could, on skinning it, but they had to keep the hide as intact as possible.
Yeah.
So they got that intact, and Stormy got to pop the head off. And you guys will have to watch it to see Leo's reaction to that, because that was just great.
I mean, really, you know, both of their reactions to it was funny, but
Leo and Craig.
yeah.
So anyway, that was really nice. But that weekend, like
at the end with me with deer hair in my hair.
yeah. But so that weekend we didn't get to go hunting. Well, I don't know. Did you go while I was gone?
Yeah.
That's right. You went up to Spencer. Mm-hmm. So she went up and hunted with her grandparents
Yeah, and the kids.
and the kids. And
I didn't come across anything though. The only thing I saw was does. I didn't come across, not even in a distant a buck. There was nothing. But with no snowfall and it was still pretty warm, there was no reason for him to come out of the trees or anything like that, or come lower.
and I think that's why Leo did so well, is because they were constantly in the trees.
Yeah, and
Not
when, like
granted,
with the kids, with
they
how
were-
little they are, I can't, like, I'm not just going to leave them in the car and be like, I'll be back in a little bit.
Well, they were close to the road at all times, but they were also in side-by-sides or four-wheelers.
Yeah.
They were close to the road all the time, but they also had the ability to get in the nastier spots where a minivan's not going to go.
Nope.
So, but yeah, there just wasn't much of a reason for them to come down off the high mountain. And I mean, granted, deer will go out into the openings.
When it's not hunting season?
Well, they will do it in hunting season, but and we'll get to that. But
No, they have their own calendar. They're like, oh, we stay here now during this time and this time.
yeah. But so you guys didn't see anything, and then later you heard about some special friends in the trees.
Oh, yeah. There was a clearing in the spot that, you know, we all go up to. And so I wanted to get a better viewpoint of where we were. And so I went and sat in the tree, and sitting there, you kind of have that feeling of you're being watched. I couldn't see anything. But again, like with that one, I was able to go, you know, farther into the trees, but there was a lot of trees. So yeah, I, you know, sat there for a while, you know, the whole time having that feeling. Well, the next day, my grandparents went up to that same exact spot, and I get a phone call from my grandma, and there's a cougar in the tree that I was sitting under, and he was just playing around, bouncing around, whatnot, willy-nilly through the trees. And I was like, oh.
This is just over the hill from where we had the last cougar experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because we would have gone over that hill and dropped down into this opening.
right. But it was the opposite direction from what we were walking.
Yeah.
Right. So, because we've been up there, we found a dead elk that was taken down by wolves, and we knew it was wolves because there was a shitload of tracks around.
Oh, yeah. There was no doubt.
Like, there's no way a mountain lion was making these tracks.
And it sure wasn't a person.
It definitely wasn't a person. Like, they were definitely like canine tracks, and they were definitely at least 12 different tracks. So there was a pack of wolves that killed this cow elk, and we grabbed the ivories out of it.
I grabbed the ivories while you stood guard.
Well, I tried.
It didn't move. It just sat there and flicked its tail at us. And I was like, we just want the teeth. You can have the rest, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, which was weird because like the cat was in the tree flicking his tail, like, yeah, I'm here, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't trying to be stealthy or anything. He wasn't very territorial over the elk. And I don't know if it was because he didn't kill it or because,
Well, I also don't think though it hadn't been there that long.
well, we were there the day before and it wasn't there.
Yeah, like it was killed that night.
It was killed that night and we were there the next morning.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't there that long. We weren't gonna, there are some laws in Idaho where you can take kills like that.
Not with a kitty watching you.
Not with a cat watching you. But, so we did take the ivories and,
That was funny.
we got out of there and that we got the ivories and then we walked out and we're like, hey, did you see that mountain lion? Like neither one of us brought it up to each other when we were in the moment.
Well, I mean, in a way we did, because at first it was you doing the teeth. And I was saying, because we also weren't sure of where the wolves were and if
Right.
they were going to come back. And with how fresh it was.
Well, and it wasn't
Like,
eaten.
No.
That was the other thing.
Yeah.
There was
Well, part of the stomach had been torn open.
like that, almost like they killed it that way
Yeah.
and then left it.
Yeah.
And, you got a dozen wolves walking around. You would think they would devour that thing, but they didn't. They took the guts out. And now, mind you, these tracks were way too big to be coyote.
Yeah.
Way too big, and there was so many of them.
Well, because that same day we also saw more tracks.
Well, wasn't it the day before when we saw that cow running and it was being chased by two wolves?
That was the same day.
Oh, it was the same day?
That was the same day.
Same day. So we did see wolves, but we didn't have a wolf tag.
No.
We didn't have a mountain lion tag either, and also the mountain lion was on private property. We had, the way it works is you walk up over this ridge and there's a fence line. Then you walk the fence line down until the private property ends. So you're on public walking against private.
Yeah.
So just so you know, we weren't trespassing or anything, but the mountain lion was on the private side.
Yeah.
We were on the public side.
But when we got up to it, you were the first one to start. Because obviously, it hadn't been dead long, but she was stiff.
Yeah,
and so
she-
you got the jaw open and had me standing guard. But because I spotted the cat first. And that's when I told you that you needed to hurry. And it was getting stuck. So I told you to swap me, that I felt better you standing guard. And then I just broke off the entire bottom jaw. And then we got the ivories out of the jaw later.
Yeah.
Because it was easier just to pop the jaw.
Yeah. And so we got, no, the ivories are on the top jaw. You broke out the bottom jaw and then you busted them out with a big stick.
Yeah.
That's what you did. But you had to break off the bottom jaw to get more access.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sitting there dual wielding pistols.
Watching for
Watch.
puppies and kitties.
Well, when we were walking up, there were crows everywhere. And so we knew something was going on.
Oh, yeah. When you could smell the blood.
Yeah, you could
Because there was
smell
no rot, but you could smell the blood.
You could smell it, yeah. It was a very distinct smell. So, but anyway, back to this year.
Yeah.
So you had a mountain lion that was in the tree the day after you were there, and you felt like you were being watched anyway. So I wonder if it's the same mountain lion. He just doesn't care about people. But
I mean, it is a high traffic area. And honestly, up there, you don't hear about a lot of mountain lion attacks. I'm pretty sure, and there's plenty of game
yeah,
up there. They're probably just ooh. And let's face it, it's no different than what I told you. If I ever get killed by a bear or a mountain lion or wolf, whatever, just know I got a couple pets in first. Yay, Fluffy.
So anyway, you were hunting while I was at Blade Show.
Yeah.
I get back from Blade Show, go back to work for that week. I didn't even work the full week. I worked Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday, I went hunting with my dad.
Yeah.
And so Thursday we drove up. We left pretty early in the morning. The idea was to drive up there because we had some friends that had went up opening weekend and they set up the wall tent. And they were staying in the wall tent, and then they left the wall tent up for us, but they took all their stuff out. So they went in heavy, came out light. We went in light to come out heavy. And one of our friends did shoot a deer while he was up there. And we're going to call this spot Bob Spot because that's what I call it. You're not going to find Bob Spot on the map. It's just Bob Spot because my dad and I were sitting there one day and this guy comes riding down the hill with an old man on the front of his four-wheeler and he goes, "Look, Bob, they're in your spot." So since then, it's been Bob's Spot. Everybody who hunts names
Yeah.
spots the same way. Tweaky Point,
The chapel.
the Chapel. Just everybody names their spots that way.
Which, funny enough, with the chapel, it's named the chapel because we got married in the middle of the woods. And so that's why it's now the chapel.
It's called the Chapel. So, anyway, so they got a deer just outside of Bob's Spot a little bit. So Bob's Spot, you can park a 4-wheeler and you can watch, like you can hike up to the top of these rocks and watch a pretty big clearing. And that's where I shot my first buck, was off of Bob's Spot. So then later, or I guess this year, we set up camp, and then we didn't go to Bob's Spot that night. We just went not too far from camp and looked around for a little bit, but the wind started to blow, and oh my gosh, it was miserable. Just
Wind in Idaho?
I know, right? But the wind was just blowing right in our faces, and I was like, maybe we'll get lucky, and there'll be a deer that just, is trying to get from one spot to the other, and there's 2 little knobs that we were watching, and it's a perfect saddle for these deer to cross over the ridge and walk down. And my dad shot an elk out of there.
Yeah.
So really nice elk. We were sitting there watching it and just didn't see anything. On the way out, we saw some does kind of hunkered into a really small patch of trees. Nothing too crazy. So we head back, go to camp, cook dinner, go to bed, make up the plan that we're going to go over to Bob's Spot. Now, the road to Bob's Spot is destroyed. It's terrible. And it's been that way since Stormy and I have been together, because the first year we were together, that first hunting season, there was a great big fire up there. And so they destroyed the road, getting equipment in and out and making fire lines and everything. Just trashed this road. And it is miserable to walk or to drive through, but we did it. You have to side hill one spot where you have to stand on the uphill side of the 4-wheeler and just drive. Stormy's glaring at me right now
Why would I be glaring at you?
because I rolled a 4-wheeler up there.
Oh, what happened when we rolled a 4-wheeler?
I got really hurt and almost died.
Oh.
Like 3 days before our son was born.
Oh.
But
Shit.
anyway, so we get up there, park the 4-wheelers, and when we park the 4-wheelers, it is just barely shooting light. We got a little bit of a late start, so it's just barely shooting light. And so we're like, well, this will work out okay because we can crest over this ridge and see if there's deer. If there's any deer there, we can shoot one. If there's not, we'll just keep moving. Now, there's a watering hole a little ways in. And so we decided that we're going to walk to basically as far in as the watering hole is, just uphill from it. And that's where our buddy shot that deer earlier.
Okay.
Okay. So we walk in, and the first 300, 500 yards, I don't know, probably 500 yards of this hike is straight uphill. It's just rocky and nasty and just super steep. And then after that, it's just side hill. You just walk along the side of the hill. It's not terrible. You've been there.
Yes.
So you remember that first uphill ascent.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks. So walk in, and now the wind is blowing from the watering hole, which is downhill of us, uphill, towards us.
Right.
So anything uphill from us is going to be winding us.
Right.
Right. But we get to this spot, there's a little tree, get to that tree so it kind of block our silhouettes. And there's freaking cows. And if you've listened to this podcast before, you know I hate cows.
Don't lie to them. They're your favorite.
Moo cows can all rot in hell.
No, they rot in our bellies.
Hate cows.
Me.
But it worked in our favor this time.
Oh, so the cows were helpful?
They were, but I still hate cows. So I'm sitting there under this tree with my dad, and there's these cows, and we're sitting there having a conversation. Not being super quiet, but having a conversation. And 2 does pop up over the ridge, and it's like we weren't even there. They weren't phased at all. The wind is blowing towards them. My dad and I are having a conversation, and we just watch them just mosey on through. Like there was absolutely nothing. And so I don't know if the cows blocked our scent and they were making enough noise to kind of block out the noise we were making, but it worked out all right. So we sat there and waited for a buck to pop up over after the does. No buck popped up. I did look up the hill, kind of scanned the hillside there. And uphill, there was a tree line to the left and a tree line to the right. And right next to the tree line to the right, there's a pile of rocks. Like, you know, when you look on a hillside, you can see just this bare patch of rocks.
Yeah.
And so, especially in this area, it's like notorious for having just bare spots on the hillside of rocks.
Right.
And anyway, so I'm looking up there, and you know, there's big rocks, little rocks, white rocks, gray rocks, just rocks. So I didn't think anything of these rocks at the time. And looking at the size of the does and seeing up there, I was like, no way any of those rocks are deer. No way. Anything that's white is either way too small or way too big. So I'm looking downhill, so this way the wind is now blowing in my face, and I'm looking towards this watering hole, waiting for a deer to walk into the watering hole, which is a natural spring, by the way, so it's not like man-made or anything. And I'm not seeing anything. I look back up on the hill, nothing new. Did this kind of back and forth for about an hour and a half. And then as I'm looking up on the hill, I turn around, and as I'm turning, my dad goes, "There's a deer."
Now your dad whispers?
Now my dad, well, whenever there's a deer, he whispers. Yeah. As soon as he sees one, he shh. So I look over, and one of these big white rocks is moving into the trees. And I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I didn't pull my binoculars up once on this because it was way too big.
Are you new?
Yeah, apparently.
Like, if you're glossing a spot that you cannot perfectly make everything out, you use the binos.
But neither my dad or I used the binoculars on this.
Rule number 1.
Because it was huge. The white spot was massive.
It doesn't matter.
So anyway, I'm like, okay. And so I tell my dad, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to move across because there's a short distance, like maybe 30 yards, that I can move across, and I can look up diagonally into the trees where he went in. And my dad goes, no, if you move across this, he's going to spot you. You've got to move up to the tree line he went into and then follow the edge of the tree line to see if you can see him. And I was like, okay. Now this is, to get to the tree line is about 200 yards. Mm-hmm. And then I've got to move about 100 yards to the left and then about 200 yards up to get to where he was. So now we're back to that steep stuff because I wasn't side hilling anymore. Now I'm walking up.
Right.
So I start walking, and I leave my pack there with my dad because I know it's a steep son of a gun. So I bring my rifle, and I already have my binoculars on and everything. So
That you don't use.
that apparently I just don't know how to use them.
Did you even take my binos?
I did take your binos.
So you took my binos, so I didn't have binos, and you didn't even use them?
Yeah. So, well, I did, just not then.
But yet you covered them in blood.
I did. We're getting that. You're spoiling the story.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway, so I get up to the tree line. Well, I get up over the hill, and there's a fence line. And just after that fence line is those crunchy leaves. And any deer hunter knows, especially if you're in the West, those crunchy leaves. They're terrible. It's hard to avoid them. And I've got massive feet. I wear a size 13, super wide. Right?
Yeah.
And I am wearing Irish Setter insulated boots. So they're like snowshoes for most people.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to avoid these crunchy leaves. But I work my way to the trees, and once I get into the trees, those leaves are gone. So I just follow my way around the tree line and then work my way up, and I get to where I thought I saw him go in. You know, at least I'm assuming it's him because of the size of his butt. And I'm looking into the trees, and I don't see anything. Now, there's another clearing on the other side, but I'm like, what deer gets spooked and runs straight through the trees into another clearing? He'd probably go into the clearing and then slow down and mosey through, because that's how they camouflage themselves.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. So maybe I didn't spook him, or maybe I spooked him so bad that he did go into that clearing. So I was like, okay, well, let's just work our way up the hill a little bit. And there's a trail a little ways up, like a game trail. And I'll get up to that game trail and I'll work my way in through the trees, and then I'll work my way into that clearing. And so I start planning my path, and as I'm looking up the hill, there's some rocks and whatnot that I'm trying to navigate. And as I get to the top of the rocks, there's a deer staring at me 45 yards away. And I don't see how many points he has. All I see is that there's something hanging off his head, and he's wide. And I'm like, he's a shooter. Mind you, I'm not picky.
No, we are very much
We're very much meat
hunters.
right?
I mean, we have a few,
We do have a few
trophies.
trophies on the wall, but they're not like
but they weren't ones we went after. We just looked out.
right. Well, so like, granted, the two biggest deer on our wall, one of them was given to us because it was going to be thrown away,
Yeah.
and the other one I found on the side of the road. I
Yeah.
found the deer on the side of the road. So, and he's big. He's a big whitetail.
He's a big boy.
So,
Hey, the antelope I shot.
the two antelope that are on the wall, you did shoot those.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I pull my rifle up and I've got buck fever so bad. I am shaking like a leaf, like a quakey in a tornado. I am terrible with buck fever.
I am too.
And so, but he's like,
You would think I wouldn't be.
like-
They're like, we wouldn't be, but
he's 45 yards away.
you don't want to just reach out and boop,
Well, I could have, I guess, but
like how I did with the deer
Yeah.
first year.
But I'm like, I can't believe that I'm this lucky that there's a deer 45 yards away. Now, mind you, when I sighted my rifle in, I was 4 inches to the right at 100 yards because of my earmuffs. I had to tuck my rifle in farther than I normally would, which caused me to shoot 4 inches to the right. It wasn't right on my shoulder, it was more in. So I'm like, okay, it's good enough for me. And so
Were you still wearing your earmuffs?
when I was hunting,
Yes.
no. One shot doesn't mess with me. Multiple shots do, especially with muzzle brakes. I don't have a muzzle brake.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, I got hit in the head in January of 2020, and it's caused me to have seizures. And the biggest trigger for me is loud noises, like rapid rifle fire. Shotguns don't bother me, but rifles do. Pistols with muzzle brakes will bother me, but pistols without them won't. Rifles with muzzle brakes doesn't even have to be a rapid fire, and it will get me. So I've got to be very careful when I'm sighting in a rifle, and depending on where I'm going. Like if I go to the shooting range, it's plugs and muffs, no matter what. So anyway, so I see the deer, and I'm shaking like a leaf, and I'm looking at him through my scope, and I'm like, you just got to time your shot, dude. Just time it like you're duck hunting. Call your lead.
Because you're shaking everywhere, so it's because he ain't moving.
He's not moving, but I am.
No,
So I'm like,
yeah, you're over there like I'm part of the trees.
So I'm like, yeah. Well, and like the other thing is like, I am straight up silhouetting myself. There is nothing behind me. I'm literally on the edge of the trees.
You just wanted to become one with the trees.
Not only that, I am wearing a bright orange flannel shirt. Not plaid, just orange.
Wow, you really are Hunter 101 today, like with this one.
Like,
You're not breaking up your pattern.
I didn't break up my
we
pattern
don't
at
use
all.
binos. Wow.
the only thing that was camouflaged was my freaking gun that I spray painted camouflage.
Good.
So
You make it painful sometimes.
I time my shot and I wait for myself because I can see daylight, like the sun hitting the ground behind him. And so I wait for that to go away so I get in the shadow of his arm, and that's when I pull the trigger and I shoot. He jumps, runs off, and I'm like, damn it, I missed. Like, I'm so mad at myself at this point. And I'm like, all right, just do the right thing. Go up there, look for blood, see what you can see. Now, mind you, it's 45 yards. Doesn't take me very long to get up there. The whole time I'm hearing leaves crashing and like he's running. And so I get to where he was. There's no blood, none. And I'm like, I can see the clearing on the other side of this where I was standing. I could see where the clearing is, where if he were to run through the trees. But I still hear trees crashing and just branches breaking. Like, I'm like, what is he doing? Running in circles? What the hell's going on? But they're all coming from the same spot. So I look over, and there he is laying on his back, kicking the same tree. I'm like, no blood, but he's down. He's still alive, but he's down. So I like, all right, and I'd already racked a new round in. Like before he even hit the ground from his initial jump, there was a new round in the chamber.
Oh, good job. You so far you've covered 2 bases of what you should be doing. I'm proud of you. So far we're at 50-50.
So I walk over to where he is, and still no blood. But I am like face to face with this deer. No blood. And I'm like, well, I can't like poke him in the eye. Of course he'll blink. Like he's still alive.
Still kicking.
And so I'm like, shit, like I really don't want to blow another hole in him because I don't want to ruin the meat. He's obviously down. So if he gets up, I'll shoot him again. But as of right now, like we're just going to just enjoy what we got right here. Let him take his last breath. I'm watching his chest, and his chest quits moving. His eyes quit blinking. And I'm like, okay. So I get on the radio, tell my dad, he's down. And I'm going to, I asked my dad to bring the pack up to me. No, it was not a gentle hike to get to this deer.
No.
And now my dad's got to bring 2 packs up because I don't have a knife. The only knife I have is my MSK, the Tops MSK, not the Muley Skinner. It's a 2.5-inch blade.
Seriously, you're hurting me right now.
Well, the thought process was when I shoot something, my dad will bring a knife up.
Oh, I'm so glad that you said, no, you have the knife on you. You break up your pattern, you use your binos, you carry a knife. We did an episode of hunting prep. Okay,
yeah, I know.
We talked about this, of the things
Now
to
we're
make
we're giving them reasons to carry a knife with them.
Oh.
So anyway, I notch my tag, and I have nothing to hang it on with, except for a little bit of paracord that I had on my cheek rest, my cheek weld on my rifle. So I get the tag put on, which I did notch it and tagged it before I even gutted it. Because then I drug it down 200 yards to go meet my dad where he had the packs. So we get the deer down, and he's wide. And mind you, I'm not a little guy. For those of you who haven't seen us, follow us on Instagram. You can see pictures of me. I'm not a little guy. And his antlers are wider than my shoulders.
Yeah.
He is wide, but he's not thick. For that area, that's a pretty typical deer. Well, it's actually bigger than typical from what I've seen come out of there for the most part. There are some big boys up there, but for the most part, they're all pretty spindly. But they're all really dark.
Yeah.
The antlers are really dark. So anyway, I drug him down whole, down to my dad. Or, halfway down to my dad. My dad hiked up with my pack and his pack, and we started getting to work on this deer. Now, I just bought my dad. Tops offers an October series, which is a very limited run, like 12 or less of each model, and they're in fluorescent orange with a fluorescent orange Kydex. It's a G10 handle, so it doesn't absorb blood. Very nice. And so I just bought one of those for my dad, so of course had to use that on there and take some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
But so we use that to skin it and do most of the gutting. I did try to use the muley saw. Didn't need it, so I wouldn't necessarily say this is a good review for that knife. Since I didn't need it, I'm not going to give any sort of yay or nay on that one. But I did use my MSK a little bit on it, which, by the way, if you're looking for a small knife to use while you're gutting a deer, especially when you got to reach up and cut the esophagus or anything, the MSK is great because you can just get your finger right on the edge of it, and it's good. Anyway, we got it gutted and skinned to let it start cooling, and then we're like, well, how are we going to get this out? Apparently, here's another failure on my end. My pack does not allow me to attach quarters of animals. I cannot attach an animal to my pack.
So apparently, this is, you're the example of do as I say, not as I do.
Well, most of these things have been remedied now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, based off of our previous, you're telling them all these things that you said, do as you say, just not as you do.
Well, in the beginning, though, I was never really for camo. Like, yeah, it breaks up your pattern, but I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, go buy the most expensive stuff you can get.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you had to, but I'm just saying you didn't even break it up at all.
No.
It is a solid, solid.
Yeah, solid, super solid.
You did not break it up at all.
No. So, anyway, we get it gutted, and then my dad is like, well, since we can't attach anything to your pack, we got to attach it to mine. And so I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, I got stuff in my pack. So he makes that 1.5 mile walk back to the four-wheeler with his pack, empties everything out, and then comes back with it. And at this point, I've got the deer. I finished skinning it. It was already gutted. I was still working on gutting it when he left. I got it gutted, got it skinned, and then I got it cut in half. And so then my dad comes back. We get the front half of the deer onto the four-wheeler, or onto not the four-wheeler, Jesus, onto his pack, and I put the head on my pack. And I was like, well, let me take the heavier one, and you can take the lighter one. So he took my pack. Apparently, I didn't tie the head on very good. It was poking him in the back of the legs, so he retied it. I just kept on walking, made it down to the four-wheeler, took that front half off, grabbed a drink, put another water bottle in the pack, waited for my dad to get down, and then I just head back up. And so make that 1.5 mile walk back in.
And his deer, like, yeah, he talked about the spread of the antlers, but he was, the antlers might not have been thick, but he was, and it wasn't fat.
He was a big bodied deer.
Yeah, and it was not fat.
No.
Because, yeah, I helped him with
processed it, so she knows how much fat was on this deer.
Yeah, I'm the one that cut it up, cut it the rest of the way up.
There's pictures of it on Instagram, so you guys can see the deer, and you can also see at least one half on the four-wheeler.
Yeah.
And so...
the only fat that I could actually, grab and pull off was his butt.
Yeah.
But, his neck, his shoulders, even his back and spine where, that will kind of collect, nah.
No.
It was just his booty.
He had almost no fat to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I make the 1.5 mile walk back in without my dad, put the the hind half onto that pack, and it was so heavy that I had to use it like a hand truck, where I had to tilt it and then scoot the pack underneath, and then let it fall, and then tie it on.
And then figure out how
I'm going to get it on. And once I got it on the pack, I was like, I should have done this closer to the tree, because I had to sit on the ground, put the pack on, and then find a way to get up, because there's no way I was picking that pack up. But I got it up, and as soon as I stood up, I was like, there's no stopping now. If I stop, I am not going to continue to go. So I just kept on walking, and I walked and I walked and I walked. And, most of that was just side hill, but it was just so heavy, and I was so tired.
Well, wasn't there a fence?
There's a fence you had to cross, yeah. Right after I put it on, I had to cross a fence.
Yeah.
Which, to mark where the deer was, I actually took my bright-ass orange flannel off and laid it over the fence. So this way I could cross over it, too, without getting the barbed wire in my pants. So then once I crossed over, then I had to pull my shirt off of the fence, which pulling flannel off of barbed wire isn't super easy.
No.
But I got it off, and I started walking. And another little tidbit here, every time I go hunting without Stormy, I come home with a rock.
Yes.
I always come home with at least one pretty rock. And there will be times where I'll grab a rock and I'll keep hunting, and then I find a prettier rock. And so then I have multiple rocks. I think Stormy got 6 rocks out of this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We're on there.
on the way out, I found a rock. And so I squatted down with this deer, half a deer on my back, to pick up our rock. Now, it's not just any rock. It is a geode.
Yes.
So it's not like it's like, oh, look at that rock. It's a geode, but it's a pretty geode.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some people that are like, what the fuck a rock?
I always get Stormy Rock. I've been doing it since we were together.
Well, our first trip, like our first ever hunt that we did together, we were sitting on a side hill, a rocky side hill, and I started picking up pretty rocks. And and you were like, what the hell? And like, I like rocks.
I'm not retarded or nothing, but I like rocks. It's a
Listen
TikTok.
here, Mr. Crayons.
It's a TikTok.
Okay.
I don't like crayons.
But no, I like rocks. I like the carvables mainly, like when they're carved and stuff, but just in general, I like rocks. And so, yeah, that just kind of became a thing where if he goes hunting without me, then I have to have, or he has to bring me back a shiny rock.
And I always do.
You always do.
So,
Your dad even helped you pick out a rock on this one.
He did. Yeah. But anyway, so I pick up that rock and I almost fell over getting the rock.
But you did it.
I didn't. I lost my balance once. Almost fell over that way. Didn't. Because like I said, if I stopped, I wasn't going to go again.
If you fell forward with that damn thing, you're just doing somersaults the rest of the way down.
So anyway,
I'd get another text message. How do you get blood out of cotton?
I don't know if we've actually told that full story, but that'll be the next episode.
It'll just be all of my injuries.
Well, we need multiple episodes for that.
Seriously, yeah.
But anyway, so I got down to the hill, unloaded that other half of the deer, took a break, and apparently my dad he was sitting there at the four-wheelers waiting for me, and somebody had stopped by and gave my dad a bunch of crap about my deer. Now, mind you, this is an area where 2 points are super common. Anything 3 point, 4 point, anything like that, no. You're lucky to find one.
Yeah.
And so this guy goes, well, you shot my deer. I goes, I didn't shoot it. My son shot it. He goes, well, he shot my deer. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is public land, right? They're just wild animals. And so my dad's like, what the heck? What are you talking about? He goes, I won't shoot anything 4 point. I won't shoot anything but a 4 point or bigger. He's like, I've been seeing 2 points all over the place. And my dad goes, point me in the direction of a 2 point. Show me where one is. I'll take a 2 point any day.
Yeah, because your dad had a tag too.
Yeah, and he's, again, a meat hunter. He's never been a trophy hunter. He taught me not to be a trophy hunter. I'll take a trophy.
Oh, yeah. Like, if there's one there, I'm not going to pass it down.
But I'm not going to seek a trophy.
Yeah,
I'm going
no.
to seek meat.
I'd rather have actual stew, not tag stew.
Right. So, anyway, the guy was like, well, they're just around. And my dad's like, no, you show me where a 2 point is, and I'll go blast one right now.
Yeah, you're going to sit here and give me shit for it.
Yeah.
And that's all you've seen. Point them out.
And not only that, this dude's freaking hunting from the road, too. Like, not that there's anything necessarily wrong with road hunting, but don't come out and say somebody shot your deer if you won't get out of your side-by-side.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be throwing fits and tantrums over this. You didn't get out and put in the work.
Right.
Right? Now, I'm not saying that I put in a shitload of work on this to get him, but to get him out, I put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Finally got down, got it out, got it on the four-wheeler. Then we had to take that nasty-ass road back and then put him in the trees so he could hang. And then we go back to that same hillside that we hunted the first night, and the wind was blowing even harder. And so we called it a day about a half hour before sunset. The wind was just blowing so hard. I mean, you couldn't stand it. So we head back, and my dad goes, you know what, tomorrow let's just pack up, we'll head out. I was like, well, you didn't get a deer. He goes, honestly, it's okay. Like, I'm just glad I was here with you. And that touched me, because my dad's getting up there in age. He's got some ankle issues, some knee issues. He's constantly in pain, and hiking like that.
And like, it's been a while since you've been able to go out with your dad.
Yeah. So it was nice to be able to go out with my dad. I mean, we did hunt the year before, but we didn't actually hunt.
Right.
It was kind of from the road, because my dad just cannot hike like that.
Right.
And this trip beat him up. So the next day we got everything, packed up, and we take our 4-wheelers in with trailers to haul our camp and everything in. And so that's what got everything onto the trailers. And I had to back the 4-wheeler up so we could hook the trailer up to it so we could start loading it. And it was cold. So I, started the 4-wheeler, turned it around, backed it up, shut it off. Apparently that was a mistake because the 4-wheeler wouldn't start. After that, the 4-wheeler just would not start. So we were cranking and nothing. And so my dad and I were just like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know. I think we're going to have to, you're going to have to take one trailer down, come back and grab the other trailer, take it down, come back and tow this 4-wheeler down. That's the only thing I can think we have to do. So he, starts heading out. And I'm like, I've been sitting there cranking on it, flipping the kill switch off and on, like trying to do whatever I can. And it's electric start, no pull start.
Right.
So, anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've got one idea, but I'm running low on battery. Hopefully this works. So I flip the kill switch so that when you push the start button, nothing happens. I've got the key on and everything. And flip the kill switch back over so this way it starts to crank and it fires up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Hop on the radio. Now, mind you, there's a bunch of trees between where we were camped in the truck, and there's plenty of forest, plenty of hills. It's a long way away. Get on the radio and I got it started. And my dad's like, well, that's good. You picked me at just the right time. There's a clearing between camp and the truck. And I caught him as he was in the clearing. It's about a third of the way to the truck. And I'm like, all right, I'll meet you down at this clearing. Perfect. I head on down. And there's one steep hill that he had just gone down. And that hill can be tricky if it's muddy. Thankfully, it wasn't muddy. It was muddy going up, not down. So anyway, I met him down there, and he's like, I'm glad you got that started. So then we get down to the truck, unload everything. I left that 4-wheeler running the whole time. As loud as it is, I left it running. Because I'm like, I don't want it to not start before we can get it on the trailer to head home.
Right.
So anyway, we get everything out and get it loaded on the trailer, get everything strapped down, and I shut it off. I'm like, all right. And I go to fire it back on, and it fires right up. I think what happened was it was cold, and then it flooded it. So, and also when I stepped on it to start it, I broke the footrest where the little plastic piece between the fenders.
Yeah.
My boot fell through it.
It's always you break your dad's 4-wheelers.
Well, so it's the same 4-wheeler I rolled. And so
This 4-wheeler just, okay, you are not allowed to ride that 4-wheeler anymore.
that is the 4-wheeler we are getting.
I understand that. You're not allowed on it. Okay. It has a vendetta against you. It doesn't like you. You need to accept it. Okay.
It's okay.
It has a vendetta. Apparently it is not done with its vendetta.
So anyway, we get it loaded up and head back, and we made it back just after dark. Made it home just after dark.
Yeah.
And
Because I came and picked you up.
yeah, Stormy came and picked me up from my dad's house, and got to show the kids the deer. And they thought it was really cool. Our son tried to pick up the head, and he couldn't pick it up.
No.
He's 4, and yeah, he just could not grab that.
He tried though.
He tried. It was heavy. The head was heavy, and then the halves, they were heavy. Like, it was a heavy deer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because once we got home, we hung it in our garage, and as you were setting it all up, I carried both halves from the car into the garage.
Yeah.
And just covered myself in crap. But it took me, that one I went a little slower on and moseyed on with the processing. It took me 3 days.
Yeah. You kind of, because it wasn't hanging like as long as Leo's deer were. And you just kind of took your time with it.
Yeah.
You took a quarter off and worked on that. I think you did 2 quarters in one night, and then the next night you did like the little scrap pieces and whatnot, and then you did another quarter, and then the last night you did the last quarter.
Yeah.
And so But he tastes good, though.
I know he was good, but I think with this one, like, aside from it being your biggest deer, like, that one too will be, I think, just special for all of us, because our oldest, she's 8, and she helped me with some of the processing.
Yeah, she helped you. That was her first time helping you process.
Yep, she sat there and helped, get the fat or gross stuff off and make some cuts. She helped me with the hamburger and all of that. So being able to pass that stuff down to our kids has always been, at least for me, a big dream. And so watching as that happens, I just absolutely love it.
That's something that we both want to do. We both want to pass down not only the thrill or the excitement to hunt, but also the ethics that we have.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's okay not just to hunt for trophies, it's okay to hunt for meat.
Yeah.
As long as you do it ethically and morally.
Well, and just like the overall love though of nature.
Yeah. I mean, you and I both have a giant respect for nature and everything it has to offer. Mm-hmm. We're not mindless killers. We don't just kill and let it waste. Everything we kill has a purpose behind it, whether it's killing a deer for meat or ducks for meat, or even if we make dog treats out of it, it's not going to waste.
I say we literally use the entire animal. Like when we tell people that, they just think like, oh yeah, all the meat. No, we use the entire animal, like the bones and everything, like that goes to our dog. Our dog eats it. Mm-hmm. And the scraps we freeze, we break up. Again, dog eats it.
Yeah, I want to get into tanning the hides. We used to turn the hides in.
Yeah.
The company we would turn them into went out of business.
Which blows my mind for this area.
Yeah. I think it's because they lowered the incentive of it. When we were kids, you used to be able to turn in a deer hide and get a pair of deerskin gloves.
Yeah.
Now you turn in a deer hide and you get a pair of cotton gloves. You turn in an elk hide and you get a pair of deerskin gloves.
Yeah.
So the incentive just isn't there anymore. But yeah, we just being able to pass that on to the kids and let them understand why we do it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to hunt to get the trophy on your wall, and we know people that shoot a lot of trophies.
Oh yeah.
It's just not something that we do. But also in Idaho, trophy hunts are not as common.
No.
There are some trophies out there, but you're not looking at like places like Utah where you got to build up so many points to even hunt.
Right.
In Idaho, you can buy a deer tag over the counter every year. So you take what you can get.
Yeah.
Now, we can talk for hours on how Idaho's managed their game populations.
Oh yeah.
And
no, we just also want to make sure though, like we have nothing against trophy hunters as long as you're not wasteful. Like if you're just shooting it, taking the antlers and leaving the rest, okay, yeah, we got a problem.
We got a problem with that.
But you want to go out, you want to get your big trophy. As long as you're not wasteful, you still, harvest it and all that, you have no problem.
None.
Like that's if that's how you hunt, that's how you hunt. It's totally fine. This is just how we hunt and how we're teaching our kids.
Right. We are teaching our kids to just, you're doing it not for what's on the wall.
Yeah. Although I really like the stuff on the wall.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong. We're definitely going to hang it up.
Oh yeah.
Right. We've even got little antlers from the buck that I was called to dispatch last year. Mm-hmm. We kept those antlers, but we ate him.
Yes.
But we only have his antlers. We didn't keep the whole head.
No.
Right. But, oh man, he was good. But, we're not going to pass up the opportunity for meat over a trophy.
No.
Or I guess I should say, we're not going to take a trophy over meat.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I saw a mule deer with massive antlers, but he had a tiny body, and there was another one with decent antlers, but he had a big body.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the bigger body.
Yeah.
But if I see something that's legal, I'm going to take it.
Oh, yeah.
Just end of story. And I know you would too. And it's not like we pass up game meat of any kind.
No, we literally eat it all.
Like, the people that are out there and they won't eat, like, there's people out there that just won't eat wild game at all.
Yeah.
And then there's people out there that's like, well, I'll eat it, but I'll only eat deer. I won't eat elk. Or I'll eat deer and elk, but I won't eat duck.
Or antelope.
I won't eat antelope.
Antelope is a big one, at least around
here it is.
And your whole, like, freaking family
My whole family is against eating antelope. And so they don't hunt it.
is my favorite. It's my favorite thing to hunt. It's my favorite thing to eat.
But we won't hunt it because of their experiences. Right. But
You hunt it. I still hunt it.
no, I'll hunt it now. After I've had years. But before I ate your antelope,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to hunt it because I was always told that it tastes horrible. To be fair, every antelope that they've eaten has all been sagebrush, nasty desert antelope.
Oh, no. I have
Alfalfa fed
alfalfa.
antelope.
Now, it is not anybody else. Like, it is not like a
canned
farm or a can hunt, anything like that. They're just, with the area that I hunt in is right next to farms. And we have permission from the farmers to hunt the antelope in that area.
So they're still wild animals. They're
Yes.
just eating out of those farms.
Yes.
And for most of the country, that's pretty normal for like deer.
Yeah.
That they're hunting out of cornfields and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so, like, for most of the country, I don't think they're going to have an issue with that. Just the local people, they're going to be like, oh, you're hunting out of a farm. It's like a private hunt. It's not.
No.
It's still the same hunt.
Yeah.
And these guys, like a lot of these farmers out here, will still give just about anybody permission.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the hunt.
And honestly, it's kind of a pain hunt because we got to go through where it's so close to also government property. You have to go and get special permits and stuff to be able to hunt that area and do that hunt.
Right. And so it's not an easy, and it's a muzzleloader hunt.
Yes.
So
my favorite.
Like, it's just there's so many hoops to jump through for this.
Yeah.
And so if it did taste the way that I was always taught, that's way too much work for absolutely nothing. Right. But
All right, I'll give you that.
But where that antelope actually tastes really good, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But also, at work, we have this conversation all the time. Is it the meat, or is it how it's prepared, or is it how the animal was treated after it was shot? There's a big controversy on the amount of adrenaline in an antelope or animal.
Yeah, I do feel like that changes.
That changes, and then if it's been hung long enough.
I feel like that changes. Like, that all plays pieces into it.
Yeah, and then it's how it was prepared.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can mess up a good-ass meal.
Right, but it's like, are you cooking? There's these people that'll cook it in a cast iron that's like never been cleaned, especially old people.
Yeah.
And so it just tastes terrible because of that.
Yeah.
There's people that'll literally shoot it and then cut it up and then shoot it and cut it up that same day without hanging it. And they don't let it cool. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Which I think one of our upcoming episodes will be the importance of preparing your meat preparing your animal after it's been shot. Things to do, things not to do. Because there was a lot of animals that got spoiled this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we didn't have any. But
No.
there were a lot of animals that got spoiled this year. And so maybe that'll be an upcoming episode.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I have no knowledge in that.
Anyway, so we'll keep you guys in the loop. If you guys aren't following us, keep following us. We won't be posting to Spotify or any of the other podcast platforms. They will only be on YouTube. So this one's going to be audio only. We've got some lights coming so we can start doing some video. We have a camera. Technically, we have two. Just there's a huge quality difference between them.
Joe.
So probably just do one camera, and where it's just the two of us, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll insert some pictures and whatnot. And
Yep.
so thank you guys for swinging by. Make sure you subscribe, comment. Let us know that you heard us out. So,
Yeah.
We will see you guys on the next one. Well, we won't see you, but you'll see us.
Way to make it weird.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I know it's been kind of long. This one was close to an hour. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.